Hello and welcome back to the channel. It is good to hear the birds chirping early in the morning. And it's also good to be alive. Flowers are opening up and blooming and doing what they're supposed to be doing. Of course, I am doing a morning reflection. Throughout the day, I am glad to be alive, but it's usually in the mornings that I express my gratitude to the Most High, telling Him, thank you for another day. Before I even get started with what I'm going to be doing in a day, I like to give Him gratitude and thanks because tomorrow isn't promised. Today wasn't promised to us, so I'm thankful to be alive, thankful to be in the land of the living, thankful to be a child of the Most High Yah. I love it when the flowers open up and they greet you in the morning. That has gotten quite tall, reaching for the sky. I had others planted as well, but the roots were eaten up by something underground on the other side, so they didn't come back on the other side, but here they are here. I'm glad that those are staring at me right now. This is the herb garden. Whole lot of stuff going on over here. A whole lot of stuff. Of course, I have a whole lot of stuff to get into today. As do most of us. Whether we're working, planning, traveling, running errands, whatever it is. We have lots to do today. I want y'all to take a look at some of these basil leaves. Of course, some of this is weeds. This right here is a weed that we got to get out of there, but look at, and this is a weed as well. I could tell the weeds apart, but that's the basil. Some really big leaves on that basil. Look at that. I have to come and de-weed some of these pots. Here is another pot that has basil in it. And this is a weed. And that is basil. And of course, this is a weed too. So that needs to be de-weeded as well. Come over here. And those are some giant plantain leaves. Look at those. A whole bushel of them there. Okay, so this is another pot of basil. Now this one seems to dominate the pot, and I don't see a whole lot of weed activity there. Of course, these are all 3 different varieties. No, these 2 are the same. This one doesn't have a lot of weeds at all. I see grass right there, but as a matter of fact, no, these are all the same varieties of basil here. I have some in the interiors of the garden. I'm not going to walk through there right now. Yes, I did use the same seed source for these 3, but it's amazing how that one right there dominates the pot with not a lot of weeds breaking through. This one right here, a lot of weeds, and that one right there, a lot of weeds. So that is definitely something we'll have to pull out of there soon. I want to come over here. There's a baby ginkgo tree right there. Of course, a little vining plant has made its way around some of the leaves. I'll have to cut that out of there. Here's a bigger one right here. This is the one that has 3 ginkgos tied together. They're twisted together. Or should I say braided together. It's doing pretty good. Look at that. Look at the height of it. And this year, we haven't counted yet, but we had so many ginkgo babies that so far I think we're nearing 1,000. Nearing 1,000 that we have actually transplanted into pots. And we still have not finished. There are more yet to be processed in those 3 green bags over there. So 3 green bags that we put up against the fence there. Yes, we still have to process those. And so, wow. This mama ginkgo tree has produced a lot of babies. And the seeds are starting to form. I've already seen some seeds on here. And of course, we've already started to process some of the leaves. I don't know if you can see the seeds there. There's a couple right there. They're green, so it's difficult to see them with all the leaves. And what we decided to do as well, let me just walk over here. Even though we have all of those ginkgo babies, we've decided to take a direct clone from this tree. I think we only have 3 clone balls on here. 1, 2, and 3. But I think we're going to get some more clones on here. Got to get some more clones on here. A direct clone of this tree would give us another seed producing tree when it gets of that age. It has to be a certain age. And there is a seed up close right there. So yes, it would give us another, or give us more, should I say, seed producing trees getting direct clones. Oh, as a matter of fact, there's a 4th one here. So I think I want to get a lot more. I think that's a good idea. So what's going to happen is once the cloning process is complete, we will be able to cut from this point here. Cut from that point, and the ball will have all the roots on it, and we'll be able to plant that directly. And so that is what we will be doing with this cloning process. of this tree. So that's going to be fun and exciting to see how that turns out. Let's go over here real quick. This right here looks like a huge bush. When I got this, it was it's going to have some beautiful flowers on it. But when I got this, it was on the clearance rack, I think for 50 cents or $1 or something like that. And it has some very sad looking leaves on it. But the key for me was the word perennial. When I saw it was a perennial, I said, you know what, I'm going to buy these things. Got it a couple of years ago, and look at how much it has expanded. Look at how much it has expanded. I could actually cut from this, from the root, and plant it somewhere else and get another one of these. As a matter of fact, I think 1 or 2 of the children did do that. But look at how huge that is. For perspective, let me put my hand there. It was just like one very sad looking branch. Not branch, but section of leaves. But look at it now. And then I have these other, that's actually 3 flower pots. You see that? And this is so big that the one in the middle there is kind of hidden. Now, even though this right here seems to be a similar plant to this one here, they are very different. Now, this right here is another good example of a plant that spreads like crazy. So we've been able to just pick off of him, and just about everyone have some in their garden areas, because the main plant, which this is a piece that we put in a pot, the main plant came in something that we purchased from someone. Here's another part of it. And here is another part of it. That pot. These are actually twin pots right there. And there's some that's made its way on the ground there. Those are growing directly out of the ground. You see that? It's going to spread and spread and spread. I noticed the ones in the ground are bigger. So the same with these lilies. As a matter of fact, here's some more in the ground there. Yes, it spreads and spreads and spreads. And the same with these canna lilies. They will spread and take over. We actually had to thin them out, and we've spread them all over the place as well. These plants actually have a succulent-like feeling to them. They're kind of thick, and they actually root very easily. So this is another piece. So we got a bunch of this, and if you put it in a container, it forms in like a ball-like formation. That's why we're able to put it in that pot there, and it's just fit nicely in that round formation there. So quite honestly, I should probably get a piece of it. Y'all hear all of those feather babies back there just keeping up a fuss. We have did some locking away, trying to keep them out of our areas, because they, oh my goodness, they are something else. I was thinking of putting some of those plants in there and putting the hostas somewhere else. I just may do that. Some of those that are in the ground, dig those up and put those in the pot instead of those hostas. and that little piece of celosia there. Maybe in the fall, but not right now. So anyway, good morning, young lady. How you doing?
Good.
I'll be with you in just a moment, okay? But anyway, I'm done with this video. I had this little person sneak up on me while I was recording. So I am going to get on out of here. I hear someone coming in the distance. Yes. Yes. Sophia and Rebecca. Gotta go ahead and get on out of here, y'all. This is that tree that we had cut down, y'all. From time to time, I like to talk about this tree because, you see, we cut it down, but she wanted to live. So she's sending forth all of these new branches. Interesting. You can see where we put something on top of the tree where we cut it down. But
is the tree gonna get bigger if we keep on? I mean, if it keep growing?
Probably so. It's getting there now. These will probably continue to go upward, and it may get just as tall as it was before. But notice when we had it before, it looked kind of funny at the top. And so that's why we wanted it cut down. But now it's starting to look really pretty. So maybe we'll keep her. Anyway, y'all, that's it for now. Gotta go. Until next time, thank you all for joining me, going on this little walk. I love you all. Until next time, see ya.